go back the other way?
That's fine.
That's
I just
all these changes
I'm
that
just-
they're making is for
I just
what?
record it on the iPad, so we're recording here, so we're good. We'll figure it out. Just disrespectful.
Yeah, y'all guys gotta do better.
That's okay. Don't worry, it's coming. It's coming.
Hamburger. Okay. Connecting. Good. Gave y'all a little bit more of that today. All right, everybody.
Yes.
Welcome back. We are here. Live in the Divas Den is back.
Yes,
welcome
we
to
are.
the final day of February 2026.
Yes.
How's everybody doing? Missed you guys.
Yes, we did. We had a lot going on.
Hey, a lot going on. You know,
going on.
You know, we've been busy. Deborah will kind of tell you a little bit about what she had going on, but it's just been one of those. We've been busy with other things. There's been emergencies. There's been ups and downs, ins and outs. But guess what? We're here.
We are, and just like Monica says, it's just one of those days. That's all it's That's it.
Well, how's everybody doing? Welcome back, everybody, to Live in the Divas Den. It's your boy, Andre Tyrone. And Deborah Ware here. Everybody, we're glad to be back. We're going to get back to the swing of things. It's been a minute since we've been live.
It has.
We've been, of course, dealing with different things and things that have been going on. And if you've been paying attention to the show and to the page, we have decided, because everything has been so busy with us, that we're going to just have one show a month, which is the last Saturday of the month going forward. But we announced that about a month or two ago, and last month we weren't unable to because we had some good news happen to our very own John. Some good news happened for John, so he can finally do backflips and cartwheels. And we can go skydiving finally, because Deborah will talk a little bit more about what happened with John. But John is finally good to go. He's out of the surgeries, and Deborah, let you take it away from here.
Well, y'all, we got to thank our God Almighty, for taking care of him. We've been dealing with lots and lots of hip problems, and that your hips, that's how your legs function off of that as well. And so in July, we had the first hip replacement, and then we just had the second hip replacement on February the 20th. And now we got what we call the bionic man, y'all. That's what we got. After a while, after he's finally totally released, he gonna, take over. Me and Andre running behind us. We gonna be left behind. We gonna have to catch up.
I had to walk a little fast into the studio because he was trying to catch up to me, and I'm like, he ain't never been this fast.
We gotta catch up, y'all.
But also, here's one funny thing: when we go through the metal detectors, this sucker gonna go off.
Yeah. You know what? And that happened when we went when we had our flight to San Antonio. That's what happened then. When he went through the metal detectors, it went off. But it's funny, when we went in the hospital, it didn't go off. So I just think that it's certain places or certain medical,
Yeah.
detectives that
Yeah, but
does
we're-
that.
We're
Yeah.
glad everything went well.
Yes,
and,
yes.
We're very very happy for the next steps.
Mhm.
But now we can really start planning some things. I mean,
Oh yes.
I know we've talked about a whole bunch of things.
Oh, yes,
Talked about going
a
skiing. We talked about.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you agreed to skydiving, but I want
Oh,
to go skydiving
not me.
before.
You'll
I leave.
never get me up there. That's
I
too much
mean,
for me.
You got to. You only live once. You'll love it.
I know, but
I can't do
I
it.
got heart problems.
You got heart problems.
Yeah, I'm not getting out there. Oh no.
Okay, then well look. How about some of us will go to the real skydiving, the other ones will go to the indoor.
Oh, I won't even do the
they-
indoor.
I did that.
He did the indoor.
I did that.
Yeah, he
It
did.
was,
But
yeah.
not me. No, I can't do
You
that.
gotta live a little. I mean, I know. I've
It's
been.
scary.
Let me tell you, I've been trying to get John. I've been trying to get Deborah on roller coasters
Oh,
since I
no.
know her. She said, She don't do it.
No,
But we're
no,
like
no.
I said, we're glad to have John back. We're glad that things went well.
Yes.
You know, I was sitting there. I was like, waiting on Deborah to call me, make sure everything's all right. I said, I don't want to keep calling her and bugging her because I know
No, I
getting
would
on
have
her
been.
nerves. Because when I talked to you that the day of the surgery,
Mhm.
I know you well enough. I know you were stressed
Oh,
because I
yeah,
could hear it
I
in your
was.
voice. It was just like everything was coming out mechanically because you were just going through, and I was like,
And,
that poor
yeah,
baby.
I was, and I was just like, I said, I'm not gonna worry nobody. I said, I know I prayed, and I know he's in God's hand, and I know he's gonna come out of it well.
Yeah.
And I left it like that, But I'm not joking, and I think that's for anyone that have somebody
Yeah.
going to surgery, or you go to surgery yourself. You worried about that, It takes me back to when my grandmother used to say when a woman was pregnant, she had 1 foot in the graveyard and 1 foot out.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, hey, it's the same way when you're having any kind of surgery, especially when they say major surgery,
Yeah, let me tell you a game that I played.
Mhm.
I played with this game when I had my little biopsy thing.
Mhm.
It's the anesthesiologist. They told me, they were like, how long do you think you could last before the anesthesia kicks in and you go to sleep? I was like, I'm good. I could do like 15. I can count to 15 or 20.
Oh my God.
Child, I got to 4.
Oh, I know.
All I remember is 1, 2, 3, 4, and I was out.
Yeah, because by the time they give it to you, it doesn't
Yeah.
take long to travel
It takes-
throughout your
and
body.
you can't fight it. Like there's
Mm-mm.
nothing you can do. You are going to sleep.
Like
Yeah.
John said, his doctor passed by him and gave him gave him 5. He said the next thing he knew, he didn't hear nothing.
That
no
was
more.
it.
He didn't
That was
see
it.
nothing.
Next thing I knew, I woke up and I was in the recovery room. So it all happened that quick.
Yes.
But again,
Lord.
we're glad that everything is good with you. We're glad that you're
Yes.
back. We're glad. We know we still have to wait. And let me
Yeah,
tell
we
y'all.
gotta
Let
wait.
me tell you how much I'm invested in these two. I got on them outside. I was like, as soon as I saw somebody was supposed to be where they supposed, it's because I care, and because and if
Yeah.
I don't say anything, then I am condoning the behavior that I know
Mhm.
y'all would get on. Because I know that tables would turn.
Oh,
y'all would
yeah.
be all in my face.
Yeah,
What
you
are
know
you
we're
doing?
Yeah, exactly.
So I have to return the favor. I have to be who I have to be at this point.
But you
when it
know
comes
what?
to the
I have to
children.
keep telling him. I have to keep reminding him he got to slow down. I said, slow down. I realize. I know. Those are new hips and
He
you know,
ready to
you-
go.
Yeah, and everything. And then he just, he figured I can do this. I can do that.
And I get it because
Mhm.
for a while he couldn't do.
He
wasn't able to walk as fast and do as
Yeah.
fast, so his mind was still moving in a fast direction, but the body wasn't able to keep up.
It
Now that his
wasn't.
body is be able to keep up with his mind,
Mhm.
Deborah, I know you're gonna be out to 4 or 5
Oh,
o'clock in the
look.
morning.
Well, look, I told him,
That's
I
true.
told him he was moving, so fast that I kept saying, you gotta slow down, just wait, the time is coming,
Yeah.
just slow down,
You
slow
ready to
down.
go.
And then that's when he was starting to think before he had the surgery, like the
Yeah.
week of the surgery, he was like, I think maybe I could change my mind. He almost fell.
See that?
And that's when he said, I can't wait. I gotta
Mhm,
go.
gotta go.
And that's it. And so it was telling him, you can't wait. You gotta take care of it. But that's okay because now we have him back and now we can get ready to plan our next trip to where we
Yeah.
want to go.
All
And that's
right.
the fun place. I miss going to Disney and that's where I want to go, back to Orlando.
Good,
so,
good,
yes,
good.
yes.
Good. All right, everybody, again, listen to Lives of Divas. Then we are here.
We are. But Andre,
What?
you got something good to tell us about?
I'm pregnant.
No.
Oh, that's not it. mean,
no, Lord, that is definitely not it.
I'm just saying. I didn't know what you were talking. I'm pregnant.
No,
I'm
you
getting
wanna tell
married.
him? You want to tell him? You want me to tell him?
What you about to tell him, Deborah?
Y'all, let me tell you. You know, first of all,
Woo.
both of us are artists, right?
I'm
And
a-
for those of you who might
I'm a
not know,
rapper.
that means we both sing, right?
I rap.
Well, guess what? This is Mr. In Control now.
Oh yes, that's
Yes.
what you're talking about. Yes,
He
yes,
just
yes.
released
I was gonna
his
get to it. Yeah, I was gonna
single.
get to it. I was gonna get to it.
You can't wait. That's something you gotta
Yeah, I was gonna get to it
boost out there.
by
Yeah.
definitely by the end of the show. I planned on getting to that, but yes, I did finally. I know it's been a minute since I've dropped some music, but I want to give a shout out, of course, to the 480 Music Group family.
Yay.
They have been literally pushing me every day
Yes.
to release this particular song, and I kept sitting on it and sitting on it. Even Boss Man Tavares was like, "What are you waiting on?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he was like, "It's ready to be released."
Yes.
And I think my fear for releasing a song like this, and if you haven't had a chance to go listen to it, I suggest you go listen to it, especially on Spotify, to help the streaming department.
But don't put down Apple Music now, because it's on there too.
Yeah, but streaming wise, in order for me to get the streams that I need,
Go to Spotify,
is the
yeah.
thing. But I think I said my fear for putting out this particular record was because this I've talked about it for years about the evolution of Andre Tyrone. If you listen to my first album, Let's Begin, they're very beautiful ballads, very beautiful love songs, songs about a song about my mother, a very beautiful beginning. Then you go to Black and White, where I'm a little bit more controversial. You know, I have a song on there called BS, which you know what that stands for. And it basically just talks about how I'm tired of dealing with people's BS and kind of thing. So I kind of pushed the record a little bit more. And it was also during the time where I was, you know, being more comfortable in my skin and who I am and my sexuality and my community and my loves and my interests and things like that. And once that album came out, Black and White, I decided that I was going to continue to evolve and be better. And I had to figure out how to do that without scaring people, but also how to do that without letting people know that I am a different person from the last two records.
Yeah, all they gotta do is look at the cover with the tie, the necktie on and the jacket.
Yeah, that's one of
Yeah, I love that one. Yeah,
but this record is more of a on the lines of an intimate record, because the next album that's coming out is going to be a little bit more intimate, a little bit more sexual, a little bit more free based, a little bit more of who I am, me diving into my sexuality, me diving into me who I am. And let me tell you, I had a really interesting conversation with one of my mentors, and you know, I was basically like, I'm afraid to be sexy. Like, I've always been the funny person. I've never been able to be the sexy person, and I was told basically, hey, you have to kind of shed the definition of what the world thinks sexy is. Sexy is a confidence. Sexy is is an impression that you leave on people. Sexy is a confidence you have in yourself.
Right.
It's not just physical. It's not just a physical. You look good. You smell good. It's more
Or
when you walk into a room,
taking
you
off the
command
layers.
the room. Yeah.
You know, something.
So I was
yeah.
like, oh, okay. I said, I can do that, which I do that. And you know, when I act, I do that. With certain clothes that I wear, I do that a few times. But I have never ever equated that with sexy. And now that I get a chance to equate that with sexy, I'm like, woohoo! So this new record is titled "Control Me." And of course, it's written by myself. It is arranged by myself. The engineer on there is Christian Rodriguez. And he was when I met him, I was like, this dude is amazing. And then when the stuff that he put together with this record, he literally made it an amazing record. Not to shadow or overshadow the original, because if you listen, there's an original version of the Control Me song that was also done, but it wasn't put out. It was used in other things, and I want to give a shout out to Nick Fury, who helped put that together. But this version of Control Me is very sexy. It pushes my vocals a bit to its limits. It's a little bit more of a what I want record, basically. You know what I'm saying? I had someone tell me the other day is, you put out this song, you're gonna have people out there having sex. And I was like, oh. It
Well,
kind of made me
if
blush a
that's
little bit because
but
I was
look,
like, okay, I never equated me with that, but thank you all again for the
Hey.
support that I'm receiving from it, and I plan to play a little bit of it at the end of tonight's show. But again, thank you all, especially you, Deborah. Thank you all for
Yeah.
pushing me to continue to do music. I have not felt musically for a minute because there's so much
Oh, I
personally
know.
going on.
Yeah.
But I realized I need to put that personality into the music so that it can be what it is. And I've been getting so many great reviews from this record. So Control Me is out now on all streaming social medias, all streaming platforms, Apple Music, Spotify. You can go to YouTube, you can go wherever. Just put in Andre Tyrone, Control Me. I'll come up. The cover for the song is me shirtless, standing to the side with my. It says Control Me on top and my name on the bottom. But again, shout out to 480 Music Group. Thank y'all.
And the thing about it is, excuse me, like when I did the song before this last one, Love Is Real, I said to Markion, I said, well, I want to make this like one step above all the others. In other words, I want to show some type of growth in, how I normally have been. And it's the same way like when you decide to change your outfits, how you like to dress. Like, I know all before I loved all dresses and whatnot. Now I done got on the kick. I like the suit coat jacket, which you notice I got on one now.
Yeah.
But I love putting on a shirt and a tie underneath it. For some reason, that just really that to me that looks business like when you're trying to take care of some business. But I'm in search now. And thanks for the hookup that you gave me for the music, but I'm in search now for choosing out of 3 types of beats that I've looked at and listened
From that?
Yeah,
Oh,
from
okay,
that.
Good. See,
And
I love that particular producer. I've been in contact with him. A lot of my songs on my albums have been from his website because he kind of has categories and he kind of breaks it down. You can look at the name of the beats and it tells you which artist it's like. So you can say, oh, I want that. And then, so that's the easy part of it. So I'm glad that you're finding.
Yeah,
something.
I did. I chose 3, but I have to try to fit the lyrics with the 3.
Let him know when you
there.
let him know when you reach out to him to purchase or get the beat. Let him know that I sent you.
Okay.
He might even do something for you.
Well, that's okay. I'll let him know.
I've been with him for a while now. He's who I go to.
My next thing is being like when I go into the studio, I want a different studio because I want a different vibe. You know what? I want the vibe that comes from the engineer that looks at you and tell you, let's.
You want an engineer that's engaging, an engineer that helps you produce the song.
Yes.
You don't. A lot of artists, because I've had this happen to me before. A lot of artists don't understand. You don't want an engineer that just sits there and pushes a button.
No.
You want an engineer that gives you input on your songs. It doesn't always have to be an engineer that sings.
No.
Just an engineer that has a musical ear that can help you because you might have it arranged a certain way, and then the engineer might give you one. You know how like you're cooking and you take a little bit of spice and you put it in there and it makes it different. That engineer could be that little spice that puts in there.
Exactly, and it could be just one little thing. It could be like making a note and stringing it out longer or something. But it's just that gives you that extra confidence. So when you're in there.
And artists, don't be afraid to go to different studios. Sometimes you have to go to studio. Sometimes you go to studio one time and know that it is the person. Sometimes you go to the studio one time and realize it's not the person.
It's not.
But listen, also, as an artist, I know for me, don't always judge a book by its cover. I will tell you this: when I went to do Control Me with Chris, the area that I went to for this studio doesn't look like a studio was there. Like it looks like an industrial waste site, but the studio is inside, and it was very beautiful. So sometimes don't judge a book by its cover, unless you like go. If you're not comfortable in going to certain areas, that's different. But don't shoot it. Don't shoot it into or don't knock it till you try it, because you never know. Your dream producer or your dream engineer could be in a place in an area that you'd be like, I would never go in that area because I'm this, I'm that. As an artist, you need to basically become naked to any kind of criticism and go out there and do your music. Find a spot that you love, You know, because once you build that rapport with the engineer and producer, you never know. Like like I said, when I went to Chris, I told him, that was my first time going to him when I went to do Control Me. After Control Me, I was like, I like you. I was like, you are good for me. I was like, I want to work more with you. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, because you have a vibe that I deal with and I like. And that's what I want artists to do, is find you an engineer or a producer that you get a vibe with. Not just somebody that looks good.
Somebody that's going to pull off everything from you, you know.
Good.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
All right, everybody. So on to some you can call it crazy news or not. So there is a thing going around you know how we always talk about imposters and people aren't real people. So people are saying that Jim Carrey is no longer Jim Carrey. If you see last night, Jim Carrey, the night before last, Jim Carrey was at an award show and received an award, and he was on stage, and people are basically saying that that's not Jim Carrey.
Well,
based off of previous appearances from Jim Carrey and mannerisms and the way he was talking, and I normally do not get involved in these kind of things, but I will say this. The Jim Carrey that I know, which is the one that always
the
pushes
silly
the envelope,
one, yes.
That guy that last night was not serious.
Well,
was not silly. He was serious. His facial expressions were different. A lot of people were saying that they were saying that he just got older and his just you know, his face. People got cosmetic surgery and all this kind of stuff.
Dog. I mean, it's looking different. His face.
I don't know if he didn't. But they are. So they're saying that's Jim Carrey. And if you go to Facebook or if you go into YouTube, just type in Jim Carrey. That's the guy that accepted the award. And people are saying that's not him. That it's unrecognizably not Jim Carrey. That it's a body double. I mean,
but that
one
doesn't.
Of the biggest
it
things,
just it's no.
One of the biggest things that you're saying is his eyes. If you're a Jim Carrey fan, you know that Jim Carrey has, I think it's brown eyes. Those are not brown eyes. So what they're saying is that this, they're saying that Jim Carrey has been replaced. And like I said, the Jim Carrey that we know, of course,
is him, and that doesn't look nothing like him.
Versus who that person is.
Yes.
So there is speculation going around that, you know, like a lot of other celebrities, that they have replaced Jim Carrey with a body double or even a robot. So it's like, oh no.
Yeah, but why would they do that though?
Well, you know, like I said, Jim Carrey for years has pushed the envelope. He's tried to, you know, pretty much take the wool, pull the wool off our eyes of how Hollywood really is and what they're really about. And you know, if anybody tries to shed light on the truths of Hollywood or presidencies or anything like that, you hear them making a ruckus, and then it goes dark, and then they come back, and they're not the person.
Right, but when I look at that picture, that looks nothing like him.
And like I said, I normally don't get involved in these types of things, but that does not look to me. It doesn't. And of course, hopefully this will be squashed soon, and he'll come out, and somebody will come out and just say that maybe he's had cosmetic surgery.
But why?
And they could, you know, but they were talking about his facial expressions, in the way that he was talking, that it just was not Jim Carrey.
Yeah, that doesn't. If I had to see that, I would say no. That's not him.
So that's his eye. That's Jim Carrey's eyes. This is the guy that was accepted the award. Doesn't look like the same person at all. So the way he's looking, that doesn't even look. And the way he was acting, you know, Jim Carrey is animated. He's always extra over the top, but it works for him. The person that accepted that award that night was not. And
he doesn't seem like a person to me that would want to go through no plastic surgery and do all of that stuff. Yeah. I don't know about that one. Now you got me on that one.
So yeah. Let's see, because they're saying it's just not the same person.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I realize people get older and they kind of change, but not like that. That just don't look like that to me.
Yeah. So everybody, again, like I said, thanks for continuing to tune in live in the Divas Den. Of course, like I said, we are making strides to be the best that we can be. You know what I'm saying? We appreciate all of the love, all of the support. we're gonna pretty much continue to uplift you. We know that right now the state of the world, the state of the union, the state of everything is just crazy and is just not in a good space for a lot of people. We also understand that some people are so blinded by lies and uncertainties and untruths that they'll believe anything anybody tells them, and
which is not good at all.
We've definitely seen evidence of that by our current, our current staffing in the White House and how that's going. But I'll tell you this: I know that it's hard. I know that it's difficult. I know that people are edgy, people are on edge, people are saying things and doing things that you would not expect. And I'll give you the same advice that I've given my sisters, I've given people in my circle, is when you can grab a piece of happiness or something to make you smile happy, take it.
Yes, that's right.
And run it until you can't run it no more. Like
Exactly.
Basically what they say, rock it till the wheels fall off.
Do that.
That's
exactly.
And then people say, well, you know how you get addicted and you're looking for your next fix? Do that with happiness. Look for that next fix of happiness. And I mean happiness. I'm not telling you to go out there and do cocaine. I'm telling you that if you have a loved one in your life who makes you happy, that's what you should be clinging to this moment. If you have a food that makes you happy, a certain dessert, a certain drink, levitate towards that. Don't let anybody tell you
create
at this
something.
time
Create
that you
something
can't.
new.
Do it.
Create something new, and just continue to make it better and better. But happiness right now is something that everybody really needs. We all need it. We don't need to be on the negative side, because there's enough of that going on around us.
Tons of that.
So what we have to do is we have to try to block that out, and blocking it out might mean sometimes stay away from watching the news for a little bit. Maybe like if you're used to watching the news two times a day, bring it down to just one, at least so you'll catch, if you don't catch the early news, you'll catch the late news. But just like Andre say, if you find any moment in your day where you can grab some happiness, grab it and hang on to it. And by the way, I saw Tangi and her husband, they went to a movie or dinner or something, and she looked like she was trying to enjoy that happiness, that time. It's because, y'all, it's miserable to always be in a negative state. You got to stay away from the negativity and just, jump on the side of doing something positive. Even if people say, well, I don't know why you're doing that. You shouldn't be doing that. No. Do what makes you feel good. If making you feel good means going out and jumping up and down on a trampoline, go jump up and down on a trampoline outside. If it means taking yourself shopping for the day, go take yourself shopping. But whatever it is, let it be something that you enjoy and something that's going to make you happy. I'm going to tell you, I do not go to sleep at night without a good laugh. I get such a good laugh off of a whole bunch of things. Just stuff my husband might say, or something you might see on TikTok, or something you might see just on TV. But whatever it is, laugh about it. Because remember, the saying is, the more you laugh, the longer you hang on and you live. It's healthy for you. So find a partner that can, tell you a joke or two and make you laugh. And laugh it out. Have fun. But just don't go to bed where you're feeling depressed, down and out, because you're listening to all this negative stuff that's going on TV. We don't need that.
Because I'm telling you, it's out there.
Yeah,
it's definitely
there.
out there.
Yeah.
And people will tell you nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Just saying, just the reality of it. I'm not telling you not to focus on it. I'm not telling you not to understand that it's there and believe that it's there, because that's not what we're telling you to do. Because you can turn on the TV, turn on the news, turn on anything, and you'll see that it is there. But what I'm telling you is that if you have a choice, if there's a choice in front of you, there's ever an opportunity in front of you for you to either continue to go down the rabbit hole of depression and sadness, or if there is an area, a moment for you to go and do something fun, something out of the box, something different. Go and do that and have a good time, because again, Nobody knows how long we have on this earth. No one knows what happens. No one knows what could happen. For instance, there's a lot of people that I saw last night that went to go see the new Scream movie. The new Scream movie, which is a comedy and a parody of the actual Scream movies, the horror movies. But the Scream movies these Scream movies that the Wayans brothers have put out are parodies and comedies of what it is. And a lot of people, of course, as people do, we're picking out things. Oh my God, this is homophobic. This is racial profiling. This is that is what we don't need to do. What the Wayans brothers, I believe, are trying to do in this moment is, without everything that's going on right now, we're trying to find some happiness, some laughter, somewhere to have a good time. So go and laugh and have a good time. Leave all of that judgment and all of that. Well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to protest this. Leave all that outside. We have that already. You can't drive down the street without seeing someone has a sign on their lawn that says either vote for Trump, or it says I hate Trump, or it says vote for Kamala, or
Just
I hate Kamala, or F-ICE. There's so much going on right now that is designed right now to pretty much make us feel like we're not worthy to be alive.
Right.
So going to the movies last night to go see Scream, the new Scream movie, to laugh and have a good time should have been just that. Go laugh and have a good time. I know that people are going to be like, well, you shouldn't be saying anything like, you should be all against it because, well, first of all, the reason why
it's
I'm
just
not
a movie.
is because if you think that the movie had homophobic stuff in it, do not forget that Marlon Wayans has a child that is a part of the LGBTQ community, and he has publicly said a number of times that he is an ally for the community. So please tell me why he would be an ally for the community, but then turn around and he wouldn't.
Well, from
He's
the
trying to make everyone
beginning,
laugh, to have a good time. So
right.
laugh and shut up.
Why would you spend your money if you're gonna go in there and talk about it? Don't spend your money.
Because
Don't go. You know.
Miserable.
But you want to go and spend your money and sit there, and the whole time the movie is playing, you're saying things that is against it. Don't do that. Just don't go.
Because you're miserable.
Yeah, just don't go. Remember, misery likes company.
It loves it.
It. Oh my God! It'll do anything to get company.
They're literally best friends if you think about it.
Exactly.
Like misery and company are like buddies. You know what I'm saying?
It.
Like if you can't have, like it says, love and marriage, you can't have one without the other.
Yeah.
You really can't. And people say, why would you say that? It's simple. Misery loves company. You know, hate loves more hate.
Yeah.
Depression loves more depression. And there are a lot of us right now that are out here that are claiming depression. Let me tell you this. Unless you are clinically diagnosed with depression and on medication, you don't have depression. What you do have is something called
like anxiety or something, whatever.
Compression, which is what you are compressing yourself to be sad and to be this. Unless you are diagnosed and under the care of a doctor, you don't need to go around telling everybody you have depression. I get sad sometimes. I've not been clinically diagnosed with depression, so I might have a little anxiety, but I am not depressed, because when I start claiming that I'm depressed and I start moving like I am dealing with depression, then all of a sudden people are like, what's going on with you? People don't understand that you can kind of classify yourself as something and start to believe it, and then all of a sudden you become that and be that.
Yeah,
you will yourself into that negativity, into that
it's just like somebody constantly telling somebody they stupid or they're crazy. Eventually they're going to grow to believe that because they keep listening to it. So what you got to do is just like I do. When I start seeing that there is misery coming my way, I turn around and I say, hell no, not this time, because I don't want the company. Keep going. Going back, because it's up to you to let misery take over, into your life. You don't need that at all. You just don't. Find yourself a group of wonderful people that love doing the things you like to do. That's what you do. That's the best thing you can do.
Something, people. Like at this time in our life, like there's just so much going on. Going on social media just a few minutes ago on the way into here, we see people posting about us being at war.
Yeah.
Is enough to make you go insane. You have to find some little piece of something.
You've got to do
to hold on to.
Yes.
You got to find something, because otherwise, if you don't, you will go crazy. You literally will go plumb loco. So please, all, as you're out there and as you're doing and as you're out there and as you're seeing people and you're seeing this, please try your hardest to just find some. What does the song say? Put a little love in your heart.
Put a little love in your heart. That's
Like,
exactly.
And again, the world will really be a better place if you just decide, to lead with love, lead
That's
with light.
right. Because just like it say, and the world
I knew she was gonna sing
would
the song.
be a better place, and the world. We got to remember that if more happiness is brought into this world, then everybody would see it, and maybe we would sort of stray away
Right.
from some of the unhappiness.
So,
But you know what? Like I said, I find stay busy, and I've been staying busy. I try to stay busy, keep my mind occupied on what it is that I want to actually do.
yeah,
So
do something like
yes,
have your favorite ice cream float
Mm-hmm.
or Sunday, eat at your favorite restaurant, or just sit around, be around your favorite person,
yes,
or talk to your favorite people, or do you look at your favorite. I like to go on TikTok and look at the funny videos of of clingy dogs or people falling and stuff like that, things that'll make me laugh. I try my hardest to stay away from the political side unless I need to get involved, because again, the people that have the power to change these things and have the power to fix some of this stuff are not myself and Deborah.
no,
Myself and Deborah, we can complain, we can post all day but of course there's a way that it has to be done.
yeah,
In order for it to be effective, in order for and one of the things that I can say now that coming up in May for a lot of people is election time. Your local and your lower level representatives. It's time for you to research some of these people that are already in office and see what they've been doing.
yeah,
If they have not been doing the things they said they're going to do, if they have not been helping you in poverty, if they haven't been helping you when it comes to jobs, or helping you when it comes to your gas bill, your light bill, your mortgage, your car note, your groceries, anything like that, then unfortunately, guess what? They need to be removed from office. You need to get people in there who are going to stand for those laws. And then once you get them in there, your job's not over,
no,
because they have so much they have to focus on when they get in office. They may not focus 100% right off the bat on the things that help you. You got to send letters. You got to send emails. Hello, state representative, this and this and this and this. I voted for you, and I want to know what you're going to be doing for this and this and this.
Yeah.
Just getting them in office, and then when they fail because there's so much other things they have to do, like that's just not realistic. We have to understand that we're all human.
Right.
Yes, there are robots out there that are trying to replace us, but as of right now, we are all human beings, and we forget, we mess up, we have issues, we have things. And once you get your person that you want in the representative in the House or whatever case may be, Congress or the seat, you have to be on them and be like, hey, I voted for you because I believe that you were good for my community. What are you doing about this issue and that issue? Please give me your timeline. And I guarantee you, if they're really serious about what they said they were running for, then they'll be like, hey, this is what I'm doing for this. This is the timeline I have. I'd love to sit down and talk to you and come up with some ideas. And then also understand, change doesn't happen overnight. I think Obama said this.
It doesn't.
Some of the things that he put into place when he was in office I didn't even get a chance to come to light. And many years after him taking office is when they come to light, that he just gets the ball rolling. The president gets the ball rolling.
It's still more work to be done. Yes. And, I just also just feel like the more downtime a person has, that's the more time they have to think about stuff that they shouldn't be thinking about.
Yeah, please don't.
So use your time wisely. I know I'm using my time wisely. I've been working. I'm getting pretty far on my love and relationship book. I don't have a name for it yet, but I've been steadily trying to just
I think you should
write.
name the book Booty Call. Booty Call by Deborah Ware.
That wouldn't be that.
And then you put a big old booty on the front cover.
Oh my God.
And then you'll sell.
You are funny.
You will sell a lot of books.
Exactly.
They will fly off the
That's
shelf.
exact. Just because of the cover of it.
Right.
That's exactly. But no, those are some things that you just keep yourself busy.
Yeah.
That's all. And when I don't keep myself busy, if I got any downtime, I call Andre, see what he doing. Check on him. Find out what's going on with him. Make sure everything is all right.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to make sure you do that. Okay.
Do it.
Call a friend. Check on your friend.
Call a friend. Check on a friend.
Check on your friend.
A friend who's a friend of a friend of a friend.
Yes.
All right, everybody. Again, we are so thankful for everything you've done for Live in the Divas Den. Remember, our new schedule is now the last Saturday of the month. We will not see you again to the last Saturday in March because tomorrow begins March the 1st. And you can see this crazy weather. We are getting into the warmer weather, but please keep those little light sweaters and jackets around because you never know. One day it could be 70 degrees, the next day it could be 27 degrees.
That's exactly.
And those of you all that get sick easily, remember to, when you go to your local stores, something that I recommend would be definitely to take, what is that stuff that I take? I can't even think of the name of it. It fills the holes in your immune system.
I know what you're talking about. It's the one, well, there's more than one because there's one that a school teacher made to keep you from getting sick. I can't think of the name of it.
But go into your seasonal allergy section and stock up on that stuff. And don't just take it once.
Because allergy season is here. The pollen is starting to come. So
I was gonna say the same thing. Don't forget Georgia is known for when the seasons change. The season changes from winter to the next season that pollen comes and starts. So those of you that get sick easily, have nose issues, especially those of us that sing,
have to put a
our
mask
voices
on.
are going to start getting a little scratchy because the pollen's going to start getting in there. People are going to start, dressing a little differently, dressing a little warmer. I don't know. In my house, some days we have the heat on. Some days we have the air conditioner on. It's just you never know.
You never know.
So again, everybody, take care of yourself. We're going to leave out on my song "Control Me," so everyone's just loving to hear. And again, we thank you all for everything you've been doing for Live in the Divas Den.
And go listen to it. Go. If you're not where you want to stream it, but you want to listen to it,
just
go to Apple Music and listen to it. And then maybe it might kind of change your mind and say go over to Spotify.
And before we go, because we won't be back before this, don't forget, if you are interested in being a part or coming and supporting Project Prom.
I forgot. Project Prom. Right. Project Prom is March the 14th. And it's at the Embassy Suite Hotel in Duluth, Sugarloaf. Okay. It's for any high school junior or senior girl that is planning on going to the prom, but your pocketbook might not be a little right now, and you want to go and you want to look nice. Well, I have lots and lots of free dresses. Come on out, browse the racks, see if you find one you want. If you find it, then you take it home with you, but not before you say yes to the dress.
And remember, y'all, she said the magic word. This is free.
It's
so
free.
I know some of you parents out there are trying to always figure out every year how you go, especially if you have 4 or 5 girls or 2 or 3 girls and they all want a pretty prom dress.
Yes.
Deborah is offering something on that side of town that is a dress that is free.
Yes.
Free. All you got to do is come out. She has an area that you'll be able to try on the dress.
Yes.
See how it looks. Of course, the only thing you probably need to do getting closer to prom is have your dress maybe cleaned or pressed or something like that. But other than that, come out, pick up.
I would bring a pair of shoes. I would bring a pair of shoes with me that I would wear that might have the size heel that you are gonna wear that day, so you'll know, whether or not you're gonna have to get the dress altered to, to fit what you how you want or whatever. But guys, listen, for one night, prom is one night. Yeah. And you can take a dress that might be plain and dress that dress up, put on your accessories, and be the beautiful young lady in the prom for that night. Yeah. So don't pass it up. Maybe if you don't need it, tell a friend who might be in 11th or 12th grade and need a prom dress. Let them know. Embassy Suite in Duluth. Check my Instagram page. Everything is on there. And also go to Eventbrite if you plan on coming to get a free ticket. You need that free ticket from off of Eventbrite. Inspirational Project Prom 2026.
Thank you all again. Have an amazing, amazing evening.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye, y'all. Listen to Control Me.
Supply.
All right, guys.